Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly reading for June 1st to June 7th. And I'm Natalia, the creator of Lightwitch Tarot. And today we are working with the deck Beautiful Creatures and Shapeshifter, as well as what is that other one called? Le Vampire. Now, we may use them all, we may not, and what we're looking for is a little bit of guidance for this coming week. Also, is my birthday week. It's my last year in my 30s, so I turned 39 on this Sunday, right? And they say a woman never says her age, but you know what? I'm just proud to just be alive at this point, right? So why not? I will never hide my age from anybody. And I just feel like I have a whole Maleficent thing going on today. For hair talk, there's not much going on there. It's gonna be 2 months since I let my hair started to grow on this coming Monday. And it is right now in a very puffy stage. There's really nothing you can do to it, hence why I've been covering and ignoring it. I have not dyed it yet, so we've made it 2 months so far. We'll see if I make it to the 1-year mark. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a whole setup going here. So we got our candles, we got our crystals, and let's go ahead and begin. So what we're gonna do is we are going to bring the Beautiful Creatures Tarot, and I've had this deck for a few years already, and I just think it's a beautiful deck. It's the kind of deck that you really have to be in the mood to work with, but whenever, it just never brings, it never fails me. There we go. So let's fix that camera a little bit, and let's go ahead and take a look at the energy for this coming week. So this coming week, what we see here is the energy of Gemini, which is pretty right on because that's exactly where we are. We definitely want to learn this week, or kind of pay attention, basically, is what I'm seeing with this card. You want to pay attention to both your lunar side and your masculine side. Now, if we're too much in our sacred femininity, we may get a little bit very emotional, feeling all out of sorts, almost taking things to heart. So if this is how you're feeling, you definitely want to work with your roots. You want to work with bringing more male energy into your life. And what I mean is sacred masculinity. And how do we do that? It's basically working with affirmations that help you raise your vibrations, right? Because there might be a lot of confusion this coming week. And what we see here is basically stay open, keep your eyes open, because the Eight of Wands kind of shows that you may be having very vivid dreams coming next week. And what we see here is the week of a full moon, if I'm not mistaken. So you definitely want to be and stay in tune with your dreams and with any synchronicity that may happen. And by synchronicity, I mean, finding a feather, seeing 1111. If you want, start to write them down, or any types of feelings of deja vu. There is some kind of energy increase when it comes to your instincts. So you definitely want to kind of work with being balanced and finding grounding as the main energy, right? So here what we see is also there's something that you might maybe wanting to do, but the self-doubt is still kind of getting in your way. This is a card that says, instead of taking the leap all of a sudden, why don't you slowly venture into it? If you're craving that new beginning, or maybe a change of scenery, what you can do is go step by step, right? Do not force yourself to face your fears head on, but just take baby steps. This is actually a good time to get out of your routine a little bit, or to explore where your journey wants to go. It almost feels like you are entering a period of being in a crossroads, like you feel there's something more. There's so much more that you want. You may just not be going for it because the fear may be very present. Now, what we see with the next one is the Eight of Swords. Now, with that fear that we saw with the previous cards, you want to make sure that the overthinking kind of comes to a halt here, right? And on those days that you have anxiety, on those days that you're not feeling your best, try to next week take some time to meditate, whether it's for a minute, whether it's for 5 minutes, because the brain right now is almost making you feel like you're in prison, right? It's that ego that's constantly saying you're never going to get through this, you're never going to do that, you're never going to amount to this. And the ego seems to be very active. So what we're seeing here is definitely bringing in meditation. Another thing you could work with is with the crystal of red jasper. This will connect you deeper into your root chakra, working a lot with self-confidence. We want to build up the self-confidence in order for us to bring those changes that we want, right? But you got to stop beating yourself up for having emotions. Because remember, I tell you this every week. Emotions are neutral, and it's something that we need, including being anxious or having depression. You want to take it easy with yourself. The more pressure you put with yourself, the harder you're going to make it, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the last one. So we do see a period of calming down. We do see a period of contentment, right? And how do we reach this? Making sure that in between tasks, you're taking a breather. You are taking a moment for yourself. You're reminding yourself that you are your priority. Definitely next week, because of so many emotions, it's definitely looking like a week that's very emotional. So an up and down. We see a lot of roller coaster energy here. So definitely what you want to do is making sure that in between things, you're taking a break for yourself. Try not to put too much on your table because this may backfire with feeling now, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. Definitely next week is going to be a week of practicing self-patience, right? Self-patience and making sure that you're not pressuring yourself too much to basically try to get something done. Now let's go ahead and finish the reading by pulling out our last card. So our guidance card for the week, it is compassion. I love this card. To me, this is a big healer's card, and as you can see, she is holding him and she's like a caretaker. So this kind of puts your energy as the position of someone who is a caretaker. So it's showing you that healer energy that you give to other people. But what I want you to realize is that this card of compassion is not telling you to go and be compassionate. It's almost like you don't need to be reminded that you have to give people compassion. This is something that comes natural. So what we're seeing with this card is you bringing that compassion to yourself, because next week, as we see, it's going to be a very emotional, a lot of deep thinking, maybe a little bit of anxiety. We do have that full moon that's coming, so that's enhancing everything. So in order for us to feel a little bit better, yes, work with amethyst, just work with rose quartz as well. But the most thing that you want to do is be very gentle with yourself. So if you're not having a good day, do not beat yourself up for that. We all have bad days. And a lot of people tell me, how do you deal with bad days? And I'm like, I just go with the flow. And I keep reminding myself this is going to be over soon. Everything's transcendence. Everything's always moving. I'm not going to stay here for too long. Everything is eventually going to change. Whatever you have to do to remind yourself that everything is in constant motion, this will kind of create a inner peace within you. Right? But what we see here is being more kind. So the whole energy of next week, because we see so much kind of on the inside, is being compassionate and being kind to yourself. So I hope that this brings some light for you, and I hope this kind of helps you, and just whatever you need, meditate, work with affirmations, go outside and scream, whatever it is that you want to do, guys, just do it. I have my days that I'll meditate, and I'll have my days that I go in the woods and I'm like, fuck, because it is what it is, and that is what it is, right? So basically with the shop, remember that you can schedule your reading. I actually opened up a few more spots in my year because I was actually booked till mid-January, and I cringe at every time that I have to tell people their dates. Thankfully, everyone is so patient. So what we did is we sat in front of the schedule for a good 2 hours, and we opened up some more spots, and now I have availability for mid-May. I'm sorry, not mid-May, mid-November and onwards. So I was able to open up at least a month and a half more in this year of readings. Now, make sure you head over to www.lightwitchtarotshop.com. We are extending the sale. I know a lot of you have kept telling me, let's extend that sale. So the sale continues for another week. Just stay patient with me. Right now, we have a processing time of about 30 days or less because everything is made. Now, the other big thing that we came out with this week is all of our candles are now white. So even though the pictures show a blue one, the energy is going to be the same. I just feel more primal now, and I think it has a lot to do with my birthday coming soon, really tapping into that old world witchcraft, which is what I was raised with. So even though they're all natural now, no dye, no nothing, even though our dyes were natural, I feel they feel more primal. And you guys have been amazing with with this change. So the sale goes as follows: 44% off shop-wide. So that's your candles, your spell bottles, all of that, using code SNACKS because we're hungry. 33% off your readings using code HUNGRY, and 50% off workshops using code YUMMY. So I hope that you guys have an amazing week, and I will see you again next weekend. So lots of love and light to you all. I love you, and blessed be. Bye-bye.